So, like a week ago, Donald Trump went and got interviewed at the National Association for Black Journalists Convention and Career Fair, actually, I believe it was, in Chicago, which was one of the most ill-planned things I could even remotely conceive of. And we're going to watch a bit of this because it's just fucking hilarious. I saw some of it earlier, but goddamn, it's fucking funny. And I just wanted to go over it a bit.
Like interest rates. Interest rates went from 2.4% to 10%, and you can't get the money.
Look up the price of petrol in Jamaica.
Houses. They no longer have the American dream. Young people, young black people, they don't have the American dream anymore. They can't buy a house. They can't borrow the money because of the cost of the money.
Anymore is kind of crazy. What was that period? If you're trying to like chop up American history, where does young black people having access to the American dream like really start, do you think, in the mind of the American conservative? Is it like post-construction, you know, like when you start thinking about like when was a black person born in America where it was like, damn, I'm living the American dream? I think it was maybe after 1975 and then before 1986. In that 10-year span of Gen X black people and Zennials, maybe you could pick a few people out of there who can like pretend that they had access to the American dream. White people, whitey white wasp whites had access to the American dream going all the way back to the fucking start of just enslaving motherfuckers in this country. It was like, oh man, what did you do back in the old country? I cut people's thumbs off for the crown. Like, really? Like, yeah, I was the thumb cutter. That's all I did every day. I'd get up, go down there, and be like, this guy stole a fucking parsnip. What are you gonna do? Like, I cut his thumbs off. And I came over here, I don't cut anybody's thumbs off anymore. Stab him in the face with a hot branding iron and make him fucking pick shit out in my fields. Fuck, best goddamn day of my life. Okay. It's the American dream. Well, it things seem to be going good for you. You like roll the microphone over to the guy that's like got one eye because it got infected on the slave ship. Like, hey man, how's the American dream working out for you? Like, I fucking want to die because I'm a literal slave. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. When does that end? Like, what was the moment that a fucking immigrant came over and stood next to a black person in America, and then the black person was like, well, fuck. There goes everything I have. You know what I mean? Like, when the fuck year did that begin? It's like, god damn.
They can't buy it because of the cost of housing, because of the cost to build it, because of inflation. Inflation is a disaster, and it's destroying our...
It was obviously the 90s. We had so many TV shows. It's a very white guy answer. Well, you know, I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, when they had that nice fella, William Cosby, on the television with his little Huxtable family. You remember Dr. Huxtable? And there was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that black fella there was a judge. Did you know that he was a judge? He actually presided over criminals. I hope he wasn't too lenient on him, if you know what I mean. What the fuck? Black people had a lot of opportunities. I remember seeing him on the TV on the Nick at Night. God damn, that's fucking true as shit. Like, I just remember fucking black leads in TV shows and sitcoms in the early 90s. Like, you just remember I'm pretty sure Urkel's doing well. Like, we need to... Once upon a time, there was a guy named Steve Urkel who thought he could be anything. He thought he could be anything that he set his mind to. He's a very smart young black man, very intelligent, but the girls didn't like him. They did not. They were very, very rude to Steve Urkel. He stood inside a magic box, very beautiful, a very big box, very large. I could have built a bigger one. And out came Stefan Urkel, and he could dance and he could sing, and he said, I am Stefan Urkel. And the ladies just fell over, fell over themselves trying to get closer to him. I remember one of the episodes, it was the future, where Stefan Urkel took over. He was a bad hombre, actually, so maybe not the best guy, but anybody could become anything. I remember one time Steve Urkel turned into a terrifying puppet person, and his name was Steve-O. Very tiny, little puppet, small hands. Not like I don't have small hands. Small hand, little puppet creature. Put the mother's head in a box. Scared the daylights out of me. Once upon a time in this country, we have a lot of black youth. They're going crazy. When I was in the 90s, Stefan Urkel, he would always take responsibility. I don't see that from the youth these days. He would say, did I do that? That's what I want. I want people to say, did I do that? And I think maybe if you did, that's what we need. That's what we need. Leaders in this community that will say, did I do that?
Hope you enjoyed your time on the